Hello everyone, this is Foxhound coming back again with another review. Hope that you are doing well. Today we are going to check on the WH-7, which is a Chinese bomber. It says that it's a prototype of a future bomber, incorporated advanced reinforcement composite materials, state-of-the-art tracking systems. You have to find out where that is. I haven't seen that. Stealth technology. So, it has stealth involved into it. It has 6 of stealth, so it has stealth on top of that. Okay, engineering to deliver maximum efficiency. Yep. So, what are we working over here? So it has a durability of 28, around close to 28k, speed of 106, afterburner of 133, maneuverability of 61. It's not heavily maneuverable. We are going to check on that. A view range of 12, aerial visibility of 5.58, surface visibility of 6.14, underwater viability of 4.74, stealth, as I mentioned, 6, ammunition 2. Okay, so this is a total of 2 bombers that you can deploy on this. You can have air electronic warfare in order to make you take more hits. Let's take this into the test drive. Of course, we throw in the number over here. Costs 31 pounds. Let's go into the test. I am going to tell you if it's worth it or not. Okay, so first of all, out of the blue, this thing can target submarines. Yeah, so that's the thing. Can it target planes? Let's see. It cannot target planes, so it's an entirely just ships and submarines. Okay, it has 3 armaments. The first missile, you have a total of 3 rounds per attack. Second missile, you have a total of 2 rounds per attack, and the torpedo, you have a total of 2 rounds per attack. I will tell you why this is important to keep in mind. Okay, as you can see, the speed is average. Yeah, and it's not like it can maneuver a lot. Yeah, but it can maneuver, but it's average. It's not like something like KBX, for example, that you can just move freely. No, this thing requires some time to rotate, as you can see over here. Regarding the distance on the missiles, because that's the most important bit over here, right? Let's see, we're going to go far away. Far away. We are around 70, let's put it this way, we're around 7.7 kilometers, which is a very high distance. Let's put it this way. I'm going to tell you about the burst damage, because that's something that you're interested on. First of all, I'm going to do it one by one, and then I will tell you the overall, because it is very important to take into account as you plan to use this, if you decide, of course, to get it or not. Okay, so we are going to throw this into the Yamato over here, and the first missile is going to do a total of, as you can see, it is fairly quick, 126 damage. First missile. Okay, second missile is going to do a total of, it's a bit, just tiny bit slower, 60 damage. Okay, and of course you have the torpedoes over here. You're going to launch a total of, we're going to see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedoes anti-decoy, which is going to do a total of 112. So as you can see, the first missile of this plane is the one that does the most damage, whereas the second one is the one that you are meant to be used to bait. Yeah, because you have 3 of them. So ideally you want to kick off with the second missile, make sure the enemy baits, and then once they bait, then you throw everything. That's pretty much how it works. Regarding the overall burst damage, we are going to get fairly close over here, right? Let's lock in. Let's just first pass a little bit closer. There you go. Okay, so first I'm going to throw the torpedoes, right? And then we'll see the overall burst damage of this thing. So let's see. Torpedo should be close there. Okay. Total burst damage is going to be 183. Sorry, 283. That is the burst damage of this thing. What are my thoughts about this bomber? Is it worth it or not worth it? Okay, Um, I will have to look at the statistics. I mean, I will go out of here and check the statistics of the missiles because we have to check on the durability of these missiles. Without looking at that, I will say the damage is very, very good. I mean, it allows you to pull off consistently at least 160 damage, taking into account that, for example, one of the two missiles, well, between that and 200, but taking into account that if one of the missiles is flared, if two of the missiles is flared, you at least guarantee the torpedoes, which is 120. So if you manage to survive two volleys of attack and get close enough, only torpedo alone, you can do around 200 damage, which is okay. If you are talking around again standard bomber damage between I'll put it this way, 300 to 500. If you are managed to pull a miracle, you can do 600 even. That's the top damage, and it depends. Depends, of course, of how you use this one. So let's go out a little bit, okay, and do a little bit more comparisons, so that way we have more information before I tell you my thoughts. So let's first look at the durability 27k. I'm going to compare this with KBX and Jackknife. Okay, so durability 21k, right? Let's look at the missiles over here, which are, let me see, we can get the statistics of the missiles. Durability of 100, second one durability of 90, and of course the torpedoes. So the durability is not, it's okay, it's not insanely high, but it's okay. And let's look at the 0 rounds per attack, speed, reload 14 seconds. So this is your main hitter, and that's why it takes longer to reload. Whereas this one, of course, takes 12 seconds. So the reload is fairly high, fairly high. But still, you have the distance, and so you can manage to just stay away. Ideally, just based on, again, any bomber, of course, at the end of the day. But most of the times we are not doing chain attacks, but it looks like you will want to have something to make sure that the enemy uses its air defenses, like your drone, and then afterwards launch the attack with this bomber. That's the best way of using it. But at the same time, of course, you have the torpedoes. So yeah, damage, the durability on the missiles is standard. If we look and compare with any other type of bomber, let's look go very quickly into my trusty over here. Okay, so let's look at the bombers, shall we? Where is the bomber? Here. Okay, so obviously Spirit is going to be slightly higher, right? Not by a landslide, but 3000. If we compare this to a Jackknife, yes, Jackknife has even lower durability, and KBX even more lower durability. Okay, so we are seeing over here that this bomber, I mean, Nimrod has equal durability, but still slightly higher on that one. So just right off the get-go, we can see that the durability of this bomber in comparison to these ones, well, Stratofortress is the one that has the highest, but of course missiles are very slow. Just a comparison, still the durability on these missiles is bigger, as you can see, 215, although they are slow, which is interesting to say, right? Of course, here we don't have torpedoes, but it's good to look at that. If we look at the Bear, for example, durability, it has more. The new bomber has more durability than the Bear, which is interesting. But the durability of these missiles is going to give you like around 150. Well, the highest hitting one, of course, is 150, whereas the other ones are around 100. But you have 3 rounds per attack with this bomber, and of course you have the torpedo launcher. Of course, the burst damage is lower. So missile-wise, let's put it this way: if you compare this to the Bear, the missiles of this one are slightly better durability-wise. However, speed-wise, 359. For example, if we take that 359 in comparison to this one, missiles are going to be speed. Let's see, let's go to the missiles first. Speed is double, yeah, 641 for the one that's hitting one. So this one has slightly less durability, but the speed of the missiles is faster, so you're most likely going to hit because the missiles travel faster. What are my thoughts about this bomber? Well, first of all, it's good to look at the statistics. You see that it is even higher than the bear. It has slightly less durability than Stratofortress, but still you have more speed. Maneuverability is okay. Ideally you want to have, again, as I mentioned, something to open for you, like a drone and everything. So that is going to involve, in order to make the most of this bomber, ideally you want to do some type of chain attack, meaning that you are going to leave your drone or strike fighter to go automatically to the enemy. You launch your bomber beforehand, and afterwards, as the bomber is getting closer, you switch from your drone or strike fighter. You let it attack by himself, and then you do your attack with this bomber. What are my thoughts about it? Is it worth the 30 pounds? Again, as I mentioned, I was comparing this with the Stratofortress. It's likely, no, sorry, the bear F, because that's pretty much the comparison over here. So it has more durability than the bear. Missiles are faster, but you only have 2 of them. I thought they can hit very, very hard, and of course you have rounds per attack with torpedoes that cannot be decoyed. Borderline, if you have the money to spare, yeah, because you have to put this in tiers. You have to say like, yes, I mean, absolutely worth it, and it's like a must-have. I wouldn't say it's a must-have. I would say that it is good. It's a good bomber. Is that if you get it, you will not be disappointed. Of course, it's outperforming to some extent. I mean, Jackknife is slightly different because it relies on its main cannon to do the damage. Of course, you have missiles, but this one has faster missiles, and you have the torpedoes, which are anti-decoy as well. So I would say if you get this bomber, yeah, I think it's worth it. Yeah, you can do fairly good burst damage over here. You can hit pretty hard, but again, in order to make the most of this bomber, as I said, you need to do chain of attacks. You need to have some strike fighter in order to open. Don't get me wrong, and believe me, you know, I am the type of person that prefers to handle only one bomber, and I will handle it that way. Even though I know that I should chain my attacks in order to make the most of it, I will still be doing that. I will prefer to actually use the missiles of the bomber itself to flare, which is totally feasible. But at first glance, it is worth it. But you need, as any bomber, of course, you're going to require some strategy to use, and especially because this bomber cannot turn as quick when the rate is not high. So this is a type of bomber that you go on a one mission. You just go front. You are not expected to evade as much. You're expected to go all in. Of course, not extremely close, but yes, you are expected to do that with this bomber. So yes, that is my review about this. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are you going to get this bomber? Are you not going to get this bomber? Will you want me to consider getting this bomber in order to do a test? Because as you know, I still don't have a price account, and that will take ages from what I have been reading. So I have to consider as well. You can let me know, do you want me to get this bomber to make the review, proper review? Is this something that will consider replacing the current, for example, Jackknife or the current KBX? I don't know, they're slightly different. KBX has more speed, and this one, and Jackknife, relies on the main cannons to damage. But those are my thoughts. I think it's worth it. I think, of course, it has higher maneuverability than the other battle pass bombers, aside from Strato Fortress, of course. And again, it has anti-decoy torpedoes. So even if you fail on your missiles, if the enemy is on like the open sea, let's put it this way, if you launch those torpedoes and they don't use the grenade launcher to intercept those torpedoes, you are pretty much guaranteed, no matter what, 200k damage. So guaranteed damage is always nice. So yeah, those are my thoughts about this bomber. Let me know again your comments aside of that. I will have to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support. I wish you that to have a good weekend. This is Foxhound signing off. Have a good day, everyone.